Well, good afternoon, my friends. Welcome to Kahuna Plays. Today, we're trying something a little different. Since I have my shoulder surgery right near the beginning of April, I haven't been able to play much in my flight sim, and the reason is because it's a whole lot of moving the joystick and everything. My shoulder's doing a lot better. The physical therapist seems to think it's doing much better than they would expect. Hey, woohoo! I didn't stream on Friday because they really put me through a workout on physical therapy, and it was a little achy, and I was kind of tired, actually. Just from the aches. But I've had the whole weekend off. I don't go back to physical therapy till tomorrow. So, time to play. And been able to try it out, and I can fly. So today, I am flying in Microsoft Flight Simulator. I'm flying a Cessna 208B Caravan. Some of us call it the Sky Cow. It is a big old plane. It's not terribly fast. It's not hugely big. It's a single prop airplane, but it can carry a lot of cargo. In this case, the cargo I'm carrying is an ore detector and base camp construction kits. Well, what are those? Well, there's an add-on package. Not an add-on to the flight simulator. It's something you can play along with, but it's like having a career in the flight sim. So you can build factories, you can fly stuff between factories, you can fly airline routes, you can do all kinds of stuff. And I am actually looking for ore deposits to mine for one of my factories. So I'm going to be flying around the area around Mono Lake, California. That is in the north central part of the eastern Sierra, so away from the coast. And it's a high desert area. The altitude at the airport that I'm taking off from is almost 7,000 feet. So it's a high altitude area. And the challenge to what I'm going to be doing is that I have to fly within 300 feet of the ground to be able to detect anything. The real challenge is the fact that in this particular location, the winds currently, and it does use current winds, current weather, the winds are currently 25 knots gusting to 45. And this plane's not made for that. In fact, there are very few planes that are made for that kind of wind. So, the trick is taking off and landing, and then flying within 300 feet of the ground when the winds are gusting at 45 miles an hour. All while trying to pay attention to whether you see it. And then we get the fun part, which is I get to land, which is a fun thing in these winds. But then, once I've determined the area where the ore might be, I actually drive the airplane on the ground until I get the best reading for the ore, and then I drop a base camp there and start the process. So I'm looking for different kinds of ore. I'm looking for copper. I'm looking for lithium. I am looking for I'll be looking for oil. I'll be looking for graphite, limestone, and coal. Any of those that seems to pop up, those are all things I can use. We will be, if I get a good reading, I'll be setting the plane down and fooling around. So thanks for showing up. Thanks for being here. Time for me to get into the air. So let's crank this thing up. All right, we got full throttle. We're going to release the brake. You're going to see this thing immediately start to get tippy on me. Yeah, there it goes. Up into the air, and that's not great.
Landing time log.
Hit the ground already. Oh, there's a tree. I need to get up over that tree. Yes.
Airborne again.
All right. We are in the air. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn, and that was the toughest part. Because at the moment, I don't have a whole lot of speed. And now I have to get down below 300 feet. I'm going to get rid of my flaps here to get myself a little bit more speed. We're going to fly around the perimeter of the lake. Gotta adjust the cockpit a little bit. Well, this is the fun part, adjusting things with one hand. There we go. Can see a little better now. I'm going to fly around. Woohoo! And we're just going to fly right from that area right in front of us over this high desert area. 300 feet. Try to see if we can find some ore. All right, woo! Wind's kicking up a little bit. All right, let's get down below 300 feet. But why did I pick this area? It's actually a favorite area of mine in real life. Nearby is June Lake, Mammoth Ski Resort, and Mammoth Lakes is nearby. I actually don't ski, but I do love the Mammoth Lakes area. Should be getting close to 100 feet, close to 300 feet. We're at a 421, 390, 358, and there we go. We're below 300. So now I just have to fly around until I get an indication. Oops, got up above it again. Drop the throttle a little bit so we're not going quite so fast. Now I gotta fly until I get an indication to get some kind of ore deposit. Oh, let's pull up a little bit. All right, and what you can't see because it's not on the screen is I have little display for the ore detector. Oh, we've got iron ore right around here somewhere. So now I've got to put the plane down, see if I can find this iron ore. So it's back where I was, down here somewhere. Now I'm just looking for a place to put this plane down. There's a road, which would be the ideal. Whoa! These winds are just
Landing time logged.
no fun. All right, we are on the ground. Come on, straighten out. All right, we're on the ground, and clunk. Okay. Right around here it says there's 90% iron ore and 80% coal. I'm going to see if I can improve either of those just by rolling around a little bit. And great, now I have a flaps malfunction. Awesome. That's going to make it fun. Well, coal's getting weaker. And this way. 91. Oh, iron's getting better. Coal's getting better. 92% on iron, 80% on coal, 93% iron. %95 iron. 6. 7. Oh, it's just rolling a little fast here. Okay. I can't get her to stop. There we go. That's where I had the highest. Six on ore, 84 on coal. All right. No, I think, well, no, I had 97 before, so a little luck, I can get it to get where I need it. So let's see. 7. Apparently I've had multiple, Hey, Losi, welcome! I am, searching around for iron ore on the ground. You can't quite see the display I'm using because it's in a separate app. And you wouldn't want to see it because it flickers a lot. But welcome. Hope your weekend went well. Hope you had fun, or at least relaxed. How was it? And are you still at work? 97% ore on iron, 82% coal. I think I'm just about where it doesn't look like it's getting any better. Good game on Sunday, got work for about 2 more hours. Well, here's to not many orders coming in for the 2 hours. All right. We're going to park it here. All right. So now I got to go back to my other app. And should be able to deploy a base camp. Map. Yeah, we're in good spot here. Well, that's what I should have been doing. All right, so a D&D game based on the same-ish story as my book. Got one group I run on Thursday, another group. Wow. 2 games? My hat is off to you. Truly. All right, so it's hard to see for you guys, but I can improve it a little bit. So on the bottom right of the screen here, right in let's see, this area down here, you can see that. On the bottom right of that inset screen, that is my ore detector. So it tells me in this location there's 97% ore and 81% coal is the production value or the efficiency. So I am going to end my flight.
Off time logged. The flight is finished. It has been monitored by OnAir.
Now it's going to ask me on my screen if I want to deploy a base camp, and I do, because I can mine here. Oh, hang on here. I'll see if it's going to let me. I might be too close to somebody else. This is going to be M2. Golden iron mines. Where the base camp isn't going to let me. Survey says yes. All right. So now I've deployed a base camp in an area where I know there's iron and coal. I can now mine those. So there we go. Need to create a factory. The first one's going to be a coal mine. It's going to be mining. Small mining facility. Okay. Create the factory. We yearn for the mines. Yep. Small mining facility. And we're going to do coal mining here. Coal extraction. Okay. I'm going to set the location. Coal 92. No. 93, 94, 95, 6. 5, 6. 8. 9. Oh, come on. It looks like 99% is about the best I'm going to get. That's there. All right, and now I've created that one, so I get to go back and create another factory, which is going to be my iron mine. We yearn for the mines. So this is all happening in that inset screen. I'm going to create another factory. And this is going to be iron mine. Again, we tell it mining. Create the factory. And now I'm going to small mining facility. And this is going to be iron mining. Now I can set the location for the best quality iron. 97, ooh. Drops pretty quick there. F5, 97. 99, right there. It wasn't too far off. I'm almost sitting right on top of it. All right. Now I've created 2 mines. I'll come back later and redo those. But now I want to go out and find some more. I already have a bauxite mine, which is what you use to make aluminum. Still need copper. Still looking for oil. Still looking for limestone. So now I'm going to tell it, I want to fly another flight here. Where is my plane? I'm at Kahuna M2. All right. So I'm going to say I'm going to go back to 024. I'm not really. But what I'm going to do is go back to my flight sim. And this is a little bit of cheating because I'm going to restart the flight that I had. And I'm going to tell it, however, to position my plane where I was.
Oscar 24 traffic. Kahuna
I say
Charlie
ready to
Tango
fly.
Alpha 22.
Then I
Taking
say
off
position the
runway
aircraft in the
15.
simulator.
Departing straight out. Oscar 24 traffic.
And now it puts me on the dirt. Oh, apparently I'm in my tent. Oops. Well, let us pull forward just a little bit. And we should be free of the tent. There we go. All right. So now the trick here is to take off again. Somehow. I know the winds are out of southwest, so I'm going to turn my plane into the wind. Right about there. Oh yeah, I'm going to aim for that gap right there. Let's see how we do. Full throttle. Aim for that gap and hope the wind picks me up just a little bit.
Your flight will be monitored until you land and shut down the engines.
All right, Lemon, let's go. Up in the air.
Airborne
Yes. Beautiful. All right, so I have to adjust my view here again. Now we're just going to turn around. Whoa, what did I just do? Screwed up my view is what I did. And then what I got to do is get myself back under 300 feet. I've zoomed in the map there so we can see where we're going. So here we go, back down. Reduce the throttle, kill the flaps. Again, it's going to get bouncy. You got to get below 300 feet. And there we are. Come on, get below 300. Wind is bouncing me around a little bit. Need to reduce that throttle a little bit more. Coal, we already got the coal. Yeah, just a little bit bouncy. Alright, our speed is good now. Lithium. Says there's lithium around here, and I need lithium. So again, I'm going to pull around, try to land this bad boy. Not too far from where I already am. Land it. I have a hunch I'm going to be in the trees, though.
Landing time logged.
That was not good.
Airborne again.
Right, but I think the lithium was around here somewhere. This is going to be ugly. 3.
Landing time logged.
I'm landing.
Airborne again. Landing time logged.
All right. Well, it's on the ground. Oh, wow. Everything shut down. I lost avionics. I lost rudder. Somewhere near here, there's lithium ore. Let's see if I can find it by walking.
Loaded payload is lower than due payload. 170 instead of 618 pounds.
Nope. It doesn't let me get out. Huh. Well, I can do this another way. I'm going to end the flight.
Time log. The flight is finished.
And
It
yes,
has been
I'm cheating
monitored
again.
by OnAir.
My game. Do what I want. So, landing rate was 1,600 feet per minute. Ouch. 1 G is, it was 2 Gs. So, yeah, okay. So once again, we're going to do a restart flight. Restart. It's gonna quote unquote fix things. Okay. Now.
Oscar 24 traffic. Kahuna Charlie Tango Alpha 22. Taking off runway 15. Straight
set
out
up
departure.
another
Oscar
flight.
24 traffic.
Oh, an ab brake already? Yeah, oh, I guess so. Well, there goes my plane in the wind. All right, we want this plane. We're not doing so well on that flight. 324. Now we're going to fly now. And place the aircraft in the simulator. And there we are. They're on the ground, repaired. All right. Start the tracking.
Your flight will be monitored until you land and shut down the engines.
All right, lithium ore is 70% right where I'm at. See if I can improve that. All right, let's turn off the brake, kill the flaps. Roll a little bit, see if I improve. 71. Slow down. Wind's pushing me around a bit. Go with 71. He's between these trees. Oh! We dropped. What's the other direction? All right, let's turn around. Go between these trees. 72, that's improving. 73, getting better. 74. 75, this is going to be ugly because I am at full brakes. I know what I need to do. Full prop reverse. 77. There we go. 675. 75. 76. Let's try this way. If it improves or if 76 is the best I get. 77. All right, we're improving. 8. Engine shut off. Well, that's not good. Now I'm just rolling. Well, that's okay. I can start it. $80. $81. $3. 4, we're getting better. 5. 6. 7. I know, I'm just counting down here. 88. I'm just trying to find where the best position is to place this next base camp. Because then, I will place a mine right over that. 1. I get to 95. I think I'm good. More. All right, now we're going to hit the brakes. And the parking brake. I'm going to tell it I have Why is it telling me I haven't done anything? Because I never took off. Oh, well, that sucks. But I did take off. Didn't I? No. I crash landed. Well, that sucks. How am I going to do this? Gotta figure out how I'm going to... I had to abort that flight. Yeah, which is going to take me back. Hell, that sucks. You know, I wonder, though, out of curiosity. Ooh. Wonder if I'm close enough. I don't think I flew far enough. I might be able to put this on this same... I might be within the range of this. All right. Let's, factories. Data factory. Gotta be another mine. Oh, there's lithium. But it's lithium. Create a factory here. And we're going to add... Well, crap. I made this the wrong kind of mine. Wrong kind of factory, sorry. All right, let's try this again. Freeze. Create a factory. Yeah, what I want is mining. Now create a factory. Now, we're going to put a small mining facility in. And then we're going to go and place it and see if I can actually do it right. Lithium. Set location. So with any luck, oh, it's right on the edge. Or 7980. Oh, it's within. Well, it looks like I'm right within the borders of where I can be. 5, 24, 5, 7, 8, 9. Oh, it's just within the borders of my base camp. That is awesome. Cool, because that means I can once again take off, and now what do I got left? So I've got Dr. Rehaminator. Go over, you'll see the Pentagon. Yeah, only if, and welcome, by the way, Dr. Rehaminator, welcome. I think the only way I'm going to see the Pentagon is if I offer Pete Hegseth a drink. I don't get normally political, but it was there for the joke. Okay. So, again, we're going to restart this because I need to start a new flight. Oops, wrong thing. Restart. And I got to go back here. The weak must fear the strong.
Oscar 24 traffic. Kahuna
Well,
Charlie Tango Alpha 22.
So on my streams, I
taking
try
off
not to get
runway
political.
15.
If you
Departing
follow me
straight
on
out.
Threads,
Oscar
however,
24 traffic.
no such thing. On Threads, I am definitely political. All right, so again, we're going to take a flight, but let's position it where I last left the aircraft. So, yeah, we got to tell it where I'm going. I'm going to pretend I'm going somewhere. And so the fun thing about this OnAir factory app, the one that's in the inset, not only can you do stuff while you're flying, but you can create your own air company. So I have like 12 planes that are all flying using AI pilots to fly around. I'm political on and off stream. When Kissinger died, I spent 30 minutes of Baldur's Gate 3 run talking about why. All right. On the stream, I tend to be a little bit more friendly. And you know, I've had some people who are like, you know, God, I get so much of the politics. I just want to relax. And that's okay. And that's what I do on my streams. I don't invite the issues here. All right, position aircraft. And then I've got to change this. But I totally understand your position on Kissinger. So, you know, kudos. Hey, Stretch. Welcome, sir.
Your flight will be monitored until you land and shut down the engines.
Stretch is here. All right. The next thing I need to do is I need to search for some other ore. Could have a place you can go to the break from everything that's on fire right now. Yeah. Yep. And yes, things are kind of on fire a little bit. All right. Once again, I know the wind is coming out of the southeast. So let me Turn this bugger around to the right heading. Oh, this is going to be ugly. Oh, there we go. Get back over, you beast. Let's get it in the air. There we go.
Time log.
Use my flaps. I need to get above ground in the right place. I'm just going to turn back around again. I have to keep this below 300 feet to detect anything. But I said a metal dice and D12 and D20 are massive. Oh. I have some metal ones, but they're the standard size, but I love them. They're inlaid with like a lapis lazuli enamel, and I love them, and I love the weight of them. So we're looking for oil. Oh boy, we gotta pull up. We gotta pull up.
Landing time log.
Back up, back up. Don't hit the trees. There we go.
Again.
That didn't go well.
Landing time log. Engine off time log.
Oh, why is that mini map thing? Oh, you know what? Let me get that off
It has been
of your screen. My apologies. Yeah, I don't know why it flickers, but it does. I'm gonna have to reset this, because that really didn't work. I didn't take off very well. I didn't get enough speed. All the other dice that are standard size, but D12 and D20 are just larger enough to be noticeably bigger than the standard size. Huh.
Oscar 24 traffic. Kahuna
The blue
Charlie
window on the
Tango
left is
Alpha
meant to be
22,
there, yes.
Taking off runway 15.
That's the second
Departing
app I'm
straight out.
using that
Oscar 24 traffic.
tracks what I'm doing and helps me find ore. Hang on, let's bring the throttle back down. Start this flight again. Because the last one didn't go so well. All right, fly now. Position the aircraft back to where it was. Have to turn off the particular view that it's on. Oh boy, there we go. Have a dice tower, so we'll be done with that. Ah! All right, so here we go. We're going to start the roll. We got flaps. See if I can get this thing off the ground and like actually flying as opposed to
OnAir
limping.
couldn't start tracking automatically.
All right.
Ensure all conditions are checked. OnAir couldn't start tracking automatically. Ensure all conditions are checked. Aircraft not at correct location.
It is now. Come on.
Your flight will be monitored until you land and shut down the engines.
All right, for some reason, it doesn't not let me track. There we
Airborne
go.
time logged.
Bob Denver? No. Nor is he Gilligan. Yeah, see, the last time I let myself get too slow on my speed, my airspeed. I need to get my airspeed up. Yeah, so let me change that screen for you for a second. Oh, I know why it did, because I didn't bother to do that. Okay. Let me zoom this in. All right, so on that screen, you can see where my plane is. And the orange circle is where my ore detector can detect. But it can only do so if I'm below 300 feet. But we're going to get below 300 feet. We're going to get past where I was, which are the white dots. That's where I took off from. Almost down below 300. There we go. I need to find places where I can land as well. Yeah, that's a good airspeed. Right. Oh, slightly over 300. I got to drop down again. Okay, it's telling me there's something. Lithium, I already found lithium, so we're good. For anything to jump up on the ore detector. Come on, get back down. There we go. Finding much yet. We'll hear a ding when I do. Flying low over the ground. So when does Kenny Loggins come on? When he is no longer copyrighted. And I won't get a strike. But yes, I'm in the danger zone. I am just above the treetops. And yes, you can fly. I do have the jets.
At 34 knots.
34 knot winds. This plane's made to land in about 25 knot winds. So, you know. Let's peel off. A lot of times the ore is near the hills. Oh, let's not quite go that low. Nothing yet. I mean, I've only been flying this particular little mission. Whoop, got something. Bauxite. I already have bauxite. I don't need more bauxite. Bauxite is the precursor to aluminum. For those who give a hoot about it. And I'm out of the zone. Okay. The other thing is the area I'm flying around, I already have bases, which makes it easy to transfer stuff back and forth. It doesn't cost you a fortune. You don't even have to fly it. You can truck it, and it gets to your next base in an hour, which is fairly cheap. Well, I'm just flying along the base of the hills. I gotta tell you, this gives me a workout in my shoulder. Because the winds buffet this plane around. It does not like 45-mile-an-hour gusts. Coal. I got coal already. Got a little too high, and now we're a little too low. That was close. All right. I'm going to fly along these here real quick. Yeah. All right, so got no signal. Just curl around the base of these, which is going to start getting tricky because I'm going to start flying into the wind. And across it right now. Come on, pull up. And the thing is, there are planes better than this one for flying this kind of stuff. Graphite. Need to land. All right, I gotta find somewhere to land. There are planes better than this for doing this, in the sense of they're smaller, you can fit them in places better. The problem is, they don't have the power to overcome the wind, and so they just get thrown around. I'm going to try to land into the wind, coming out of 210 heading. Once I can bring it around to 210, I'll look to just set it down gently. Drop my speed. There we go. Plenty of room to land. Come on, come down. Down and land, you son of a bitch. It's gonna be a little bit sketchy. I have literally no throttle on
Landing
right now.
time log. Airborne again.
Don't hit a tree. Well,
Landing
I hit a
time
tree.
logged.
That's all right. I'm going to be on the ground for a while. All right, so I need to head back. So you can see red dots on that map. That's where I need to get back to. Well, it's roughly about a half a mile on the ground. I'm guessing it's up on that little ridge there to the left. I'm going to go around these trees. Now, what I wish they had in this is the ability to use land vehicles. You can use it, the sim has land vehicles, but the OnAir companion app does not. Because it'd be fun to just tear across the terrain here. Could be hitting. Oh, it might be up where that white is. I'm not getting anything yet. Yeah, I'm gonna have to keep going. Yeah, I was doing about 135 knots when I came down, so. So we're just going to tool across this grass and look to see when my lithium ore detector kicks in. Not lithium, graphite. I want to slow down a little bit or I'm going to take off. Even though my flaps aren't working. You know what? We're going to need to use some reverse. There we go. Wasn't around here, I'm sure.
Engine
up
off
yet.
time log. The flight is finished.
What?
It has been monitored by OnAir.
What? All right. Hang on. I can fix that. Okay. Did you shut off the engine? Start it back up again. Do-do-do-do-do. Oh, I may be screwed. This guy's base camp may be too close. Oh, start back up. Keep hitting the wrong key. Yeah, that's where I'm supposed to be. Engine shut off. Why did my engine shut off? Well, come on. Turn back on. Oh, duh, because I'm not in the window. There we go. I should turn it back on. Just gotta wait for it to warm up again. Maybe. Well, this is exciting. Come on. Start up. What is going on here? That's on, that's on, that's on. Ignition's on. Guess I need to hit the starter. Come on. You can do it. Come on. Think I can. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. Come on, spin up. It's a turbo engine, but you really have to get it going. Getting there. Little throttle. There it goes. Oh, that took forever. Get around the cockpit, and I need to go back to the starter. Get back to off.
Kilo Hotel November Alpha traffic. Kahuna Charlie Tango Alpha 22 is taxiing to parking. Kilo
Right, you
Hotel
need to eventually.
November
Yes!
Alpha traffic.
I saw that you had done that. Okay, so again. Maybe I damaged it enough that I can't keep moving. What do my gauges say? Low RPM. Low everything. Oh, I'm out of fuel. I must have sprung a leak. All right. Am I doing any more playtests soon? Yes, once I get some stuff hammered out. Right now, my days off are like physical therapy and all that other stuff. And so I don't have a whole lot of extra spoons to do it.
165.6 gallons of fuel added during the flight.
So it takes me more time than I'd like.
Oscar
So
24
once I get
traffic, Kahuna Charlie
things more
Tango
settled out,
Alpha 22, taking off runway 15, departing straight out, Oscar 24 traffic.
once I get things more straightened out, get my shoulder back in better shape, and I'm feeling a little bit better, absolutely we'll be doing more play tests. But I definitely saw some things when we played that it's like, I don't like the way it... I don't like where some things were headed in terms of how the DM has to handle it. So I've got to figure that out. All right, we've got her started back up now.
Your flight will be monitored until you land and shut down the engines.
Oh, it's telling me I have no fuel. Ah. But yeah, I'll be doing more playtests. I gotta get on it. That's all there is to it. I gotta get on it. I've been slacking there, but life. All right, let's try this one more time. Well, my plane just sits on the ground with no fuel. I have a hunch it's going to force me to go all the way back to the airport to put fuel in it. Yep, that's my problem. I'm gonna have to... Crap. So this is the problem with the on-air. Not really a problem, it's realistic. I've run out of fuel. Oh, it's an ad. I've run out of fuel. There's not an airport near me to fill up in. Well, there is one, 8 miles away. I suppose I can try to drive the plane there. Don't have enough to take off. What the heck? Let's try it. Or... okay, so let's see if I can do this here. Know where the road is. I know the road goes to where I need to go. If I drive down towards the road, nope. Out of fuel. Well, this sucks. How am I going to do that? I got to buy fuel. And how am I going to buy fuel? Well, we're going to go to the trading hall. Oh no, that's not where it is. The FBOs. I made a mistake. Made a couple of them already. I have a phone plane sitting on the ground. Let's see. FBO, no, I don't want my FBO. I want... FBOs. There we go. FBOs, for those who don't know, is a forward base operator. Forward base operator is kind of like, it's a place where you can park your plane, get your fuel, get it repaired. Sometimes get something to eat, that kind of stuff. Most airports have one, at least. Big airports can have many. All right, let's go here. Whoops. Oh, let's go to that one. Welcome back, my friends. Well, yeah, I'm out of fuel, so I'm going to try to buy some fuel here. See if I can get it transported over to my plane. Okay. Okay, now I have to figure out which airport my plane is at. Because it's at a base. That's the airport I'm looking at. It's at a base. So I have to... Somebody else's base, but it's at a base. What I have to do is go in. Load in the information about my planes. All right. Well, my plane is at SPS-CMP. Now I've got to go back to airport. SPS-CMP. SPS camp. Oh no, I need to go to my goods inventory. And now I go in and here's where I have all my stuff. And if I look up by airport, actually I can just select the airport, 024. Oh, it's not there. Because I have to ferry it over. Well, crap. That solution doesn't work. I have to buy another plane just to move this one? Just to get gas to this one? That would suck. I mean, I've got other planes that can land. I have any that are free nearby. I actually have a jet that can land in this stuff. Everybody's flying. Hell, doesn't that just suck? All right, let's try. Doesn't show up in my inventory. Go to the airport. It's going to show me that I have fuel container. 3,300 pounds of fuel. So how do I get it there? You know, just in case, I'm going to look to see if there is a vehicle. The tracking page. No. I know, this is just so exciting. But what are you guys up to? Stretch, I know. So Losi, you've got a stream later, or later this week, I think. You did one yesterday. Stretch, you're writing your stuff. Dr. Rehaminator, if you're still here, what are you up to? When's your next stream? I don't mind people talking about their streams. Because I ain't the only Yahoo. Oh, you big world. Wiley's aircraft. Just a peaceful scene out my window of my stranded aircraft. If they do have some kind of ground vehicle. I can just tool it over there. I don't know if they do. Back, went to clean your teeth to get rid of the ache. Your teeth were aching? Because they weren't clean? I don't understand. ULM. Well, let's just filter it. Single engine, jet, helo, heavy jet, lighter. Yeah, they don't have any. So then... Huh. Oh, I think I know how I can do this. I think I can ferry it back. Server's been causing toothache recently. It's probably irritating a cavity. Okay, so we're going to end the flight of this aircraft. And I've got to go back to my aircraft. We're going to ferry it back. It should take minutes. Manage. Ferry. 24. Not 25. 24. 24. Start the ferry. A little over half an hour. Well, go do other stuff. So that's going to happen. Oh, I also have to move my sorry ass back, too. For my employees. Me. Need a tooth taken up. I can't afford it yet. Yeah, both me and Mrs. K have some serious work that need to be done. Transports. 424. All right. Both of these are stuck for a little bit. 28 minutes. All right. So, having done that, I'm kind of on a hiatus here until the plane has been moved. It's the one way to get it back into someplace where I can use it. And then I'll have to retrace my steps back to where I found the lithium. Hey. Or not the lithium, the graphite. That is, if it's not already taken by somebody else. Which it very well could be. So, hey guys. So yeah. usually on the streams mention politics, and if it bothers anybody when I do, say so. I will stop. But I'm out of stuff to talk about right now. And, there's kind of a, for lack of a better phrase, a shit show going on here. So, is what it is. We have a guy who's, I'm not going to say he's running the country because I don't think he's doing much himself. But he's taking bribes. $400 million jet from the Qataris. While he's telling parents that, gee, maybe the kids are only going to get $2 this year. So, and of course, when he was asked if he thought it was a problem that, it looked a lot like a bribe, he just called it fake news, which is his answer to everything. Let's see. Anything else interesting? Yeah, well, we got, oh, yes, apparently they've backed off the tariffs a little with China. They took it from 144 down to 80%, which is still going to basically destroy. Meanwhile, you guys in the UK, you can sell your luxury cars over here now at 10% tariff. Because, Rolls-Royce is something that, is sold so often here. Let's see here. Gold painted. Let's see. I'm just kind of scrolling through threads at the moment to see if there's anything interesting. Nothing in particular. Hey, Bree, how are you? I know Bree does not like politics, so I will refrain from the politics. How are you, Bree? How is the writing coming? Are you getting your 500 words a day? Did you go for your walk? How are things going in your neck of the woods? I'm on a little bit of a hiatus on flying the plane because I ran out of fuel and had to ferry my plane back to someplace with fuel, and that's going to take another 25 or 30 minutes. So, near the end of the stream. Yeah. So there's that. It looks like I'm going to get to go camping again. Mrs. K has agreed to go camping a third time because she actually quite enjoyed the last trip, with the exception of the first day. But we have a new tent. Actually, a yurt. We have a yurt. On sale at Costco. And she said for Father's Day, we can go camping. So I think tonight I'm going to have her sit down with me here in Belair. And we're going to go over the different campsites that I found yesterday, about 20 of them, to see what she likes, what she doesn't like. Found some interesting ones. As for my words, I'm in the middle of replotting and reorganizing the rest of my book before I add more words. So not really, sadly, but goals, small goals. Count the reorganizing as words. Right? And you're writing things down, you're making notes. They're words. Yeah. So campsites. One of the places we're going to look at is Pinnacles National Monument, National Park. I think it actually is. Doesn't sound like much, but there's two things there that I would love to see. Walking not so much, been hotter lately. Yeah, it cooled off today. It was it's 76 today, so it's pretty comfortable, but it was in the 90s the last couple days, pushing 100. So Pinnacles is in Central California. There's a small mountain range up there. The first thing that the park has that I'd really like to see and take pictures with my long lens if I can, is where they reintroduce the California condors once they've been rehabilitated at some facilities, say the San Diego Zoo or different places. They actually take the condors to Pinnacles, and that's where they breed. That's where they spend the breeding time for the condors. And so you can see them, and these condors are huge. We're talking 12-foot wingspan. Huge birds. I would love to get some pictures of them, especially in flight. But that's at Pinnacles. And the other thing is they have a series of caves. They're really more like really narrow washes that wind and water have carved out, but they're within walking distance. A nice easy hike from the campsite or the campground. So look into that. I'm at work. I get almost 10,000 steps in. Oh yeah. All right. Yeah. No, 10,000 steps is 2 miles? Pretty good. Like hiking, don't do it often enough. So here's the problem for me. I like to hike, and I can go pretty far. My legs are in good shape. Mrs. K, she doesn't like to sweat. Period. Ever. Yeah, ever. So it makes it tough to go hiking, because if she breaks a sweat, she's done. How does she not sweat? She doesn't exert herself enough to sweat. And then she still sweats if she gets a hot flash. So, and I get it. She doesn't like that clammy feeling. She does not like the feeling of wet skin. Period. At all. Her and me. Does not like the feeling of wet skin. Or wet hair, for that matter. So, Pinnacles is one place. Another one is the Palomar Observatory. That's down near San Diego. Got to have a date with a boyfriend the other night. Yay! Palomar Observatory is down near San Diego. It was for decades the largest. It had the largest mirror for a reflecting telescope in the world for many years. And it's still in use. You can go see it. The campground is just down the hill. You can actually hike up to the observatory if you want to, or drive up, either one. But it's at high altitude. It's the campground itself, I think it's about 6,000 feet. And at night, why they put the observatory there, there's no city light pollution. So it's perfect for stargazing, or getting pictures of, like, say, the Milky Way. It's awesome. So that's another spot I'm looking at. We've got a few out here that you can go to. Future date for boyfriend. Yeah, look for a local. There's going to be an observatory near you. Probably, most likely at a college or a university. But they like to place them in places where there's not a lot of city lights, because it interferes with the viewing. So there's that. A couple other campgrounds, one along a river, some in the eastern Sierras. We'll see what she says, but we'll take our yurt. I've been doing much better. I mean, so still, the shoulder still is having issues with range of motion. So I can get it there, and it starts to ache a little bit there, but I can keep going slowly and get it up to about there. And right there, and then I start to feel it here. It's like, oh, okay, that's far enough. I can turn this arm out almost to 90 degrees. Almost. Which is a little less than this one does. So that's not bad. Raising it out to the side, right about there is about the farthest I can go. Well, again, one of those things I can slowly let it stretch itself out. But again, I can't go up over my head sideways. I can go up over my head this way fairly easily. But because the muscles haven't built back up yet, they don't hold the joint from the humerus into the shoulder. They don't hold it very steady, so it pops as it goes up. Can't do cartwheels or cheerleading. Noted. No. I asked the doc if eventually I'd be able to do cartwheels. He says, absolutely. I said, that's great, because I never could. But I'm bummed. Modification of an old joke. My cheerleading days are over. Why? Yay! Yay! Yay, yay, yay! I can cheerlead. Just can't raise my hands up. I can't shake pom-poms up there. Do it with one hand, and then pretend it's the other hand. So there's that. Yeah, okay. Send me some pom-poms. Yeah, well, she'd wonder why you were sending me pom-poms, or she'd think they were for her, because she was a cheerleader in both high school and college. She, in high school and college, she was a cheerleader. And then she coached cheer for many years, including coaching Offspring number 2 for 5 or 6 years, I want to say. And coaching teams. And she coached for high schools and middle schools. So, yeah. I've learned a lot about cheerleading because of being with Mrs. K. I went to a few cheerleading competitions. I learned what to look for. In fact, for a few competitions, she'd be down on the floor coaching, and she'd have me sit out in the stands scouting and text me. How did that last team do? Oh, well, they weren't together on this, and they were a little sloppy, and they didn't, they weren't getting their legs together on the throws, the whole 9 yards. I would sit there and text her back. So yeah, I was kind of like their scout and their reconnaissance person. And then I would watch her team. I learned. Look, I've got a kid who's cheerleading. I should probably learn. Their other cheerleader or their other coach. So it was an experience. It's been a few years since Offspring number 2 quit cheerleading. Basically because life got in the way. And it takes a toll. Her knees and her ankles are almost as bad as mine when it comes to snap, crackle, and popping. It's hard on the body. It really is. I mean, they'll do their tumbling runs, they'll do different throws, and it's hard. She actually had her nose not broken, but bashed once to where it was just bleeding out. But it happened during a practice, during a warm-up before a competition. She was one of the people doing the catching, and the person coming down placed their heel improperly, and it just went boom right into their face. But you know what? She got up there and she had the smile and the whole 9 yards when it was time to compete. So, be a softball player, swimmer, and marching band person. Yeah. Swimming is something I love to do. It's something I used to do a lot of. But until the shoulder is done, until it's back in shape, I can't do it. But I am going to be looking for a local pool that I can swim in, even if I have to pay. It used to be you could join a gym and get pools. Apparently not around here. So, and we don't have a pool here. So I'm going to have to find it. Swimming folder would be good. No, it would be good once the shoulder is back in shape. Right now, I would have the danger of tearing it. Because it's been 5 weeks, coming up on 6. 6 weeks since surgery. In fact, my second post-surgery follow-up is Wednesday? I think it's Wednesday or Thursday this week. So I've got to, they're gonna check it out, and they're gonna check the range of motion and the whole 9 yards, and we'll see how things are going. But once this is healed up, we're talking probably. So they didn't think I'd have the range of motion by this time that I already have. So the initial estimate was 6 months, then said, it might be as little as 4 months. I'm hoping at 3 to 4 months. So another 6 to 10 weeks, I'll be able to start doing stuff again. McDonald's is seeking to hire up to 375,000 people for the summer. What? Then fire them on September 1st? Offspring number 3 works at a McDonald's. So, yeah. Interesting. Silliness is the spice that keeps the despair from tasting so bitter. And the spice must flow. I like that one. Oh, see, welcome back. I'm guessing you had an order or two that you had to fill at the top of the hour. See, I'm learning. I'm learning how things work for you. Uncle is finally car shopping for a new car. Once he gets a new car, he'll be getting his current car. Ooh, what kind of car does he have? I actually will be soon looking for a new-to-me vehicle. Currently, we have 2 small vehicles. Neither one of them can tow anything, and we have a trailer sitting in the front in our driveway that we could use for camping if we had something to pull it with. Had some chilled ones, and those are timed, so I got to lock in on them. Oh yeah, because you don't want things to defrost. Yeah. So once the trailer is in position, or once the trailer has been fixed up, still need a truck to pull it. So I'll probably be looking for a small truck, used. Frankly, my thing is, does it run? And the more important one, will Mrs. Kahuna be willing to sit in it? Doesn't have a lot of miles on it. The thing is, he has an issue with an oil leak. Tops the oil off, so I'm hoping if I find it. Yeah, it depends on what the oil leak is. I mean, most oil leaks can be fixed fairly simply. A lot of times it's either the oil plug where that you take out to change the oil. That could be an issue. There's usually a little gasket or a little brass washer that tightens down and seals it. That can be an issue. Could be the oil pan gasket. So when they service the engine, there's an oil pan that holds all the oil. There's most of the time it's just a cardboard gasket that sits between it and the engine. That can leak. I feel like most are easily fixable, yeah, especially if this car's in pretty good shape still overall. Yeah, it probably is. Yeah, I mean, it's probably not a difficult one. So if you can see, hey, I'll pretend I saw you nodding. Good, you understand it. Awesome. Yeah, I'm a fount of knowledge. Esoteric things that are all over the place. But yeah, so I'm looking for literally just something Mrs. Kahuna will ride in that will pull a trailer. The engine has to be in decent shape. I don't care about the mileage. I care about how it runs. Because when we go for a trip, when we go camping, it's usually a 4 to 6 hour drive. and I'm going to be pulling a trailer. So it's going to be got to be able to pull a trailer for 4 to 6 hours. It's not a heavy trailer. It's like 800 pounds. I mean, I'm able to move it. Learning more about cars, having a boyfriend who's an auto mechanic. Yeah, oh, that's right. He is an auto mechanic. So yeah, if it's an oil leak, he can fix it. He can fix it. Some of it might be a $20 fix. Some of it might be more expensive, depending on what it is. But yeah, I'm just trying to find a pick-em-up truck or something like it. So we got that going. Let's see, anything else of interest today? I like that quote. Silliness is the spice that keeps the despair from tasting so bitter. The spice must flow. I like silliness. I'll give him money and then some to pay him in return. Yeah. Ding it, ding it, ding it, ding it. Yeah, it's a good quote. Unwarned tornado likely just occurred north of Wellington, Florida. Awesome. So if you're in Florida, be careful. Don't play with tornadoes. I'm having a hard time trying to focus today, but that's okay. I've had a lot going on last week. Yeah, you did. Last week and a half, really, right? You've had a lot going on. Let me check to see if my plane has been moved, and if I have been moved. Then maybe I can fly a little bit more in the last 20 minutes of this stream. Nope. Plane is still being moved. Hate when that happens. Yeah, so, let's see. What am I doing Wednesday? Wednesday's, Kahuna work stream. I'm trying to think of what I'm going to do. Last week I was doing photos, so I did some of those. I haven't shared them with Ms. Kahuna, so I probably should do that. I could have worked a little bit on my gaming system. Oh yeah, funeral, working every day, birthday dinner for sister Friday night, work again, then cuddling some bridal shower, then dated with boyfriend, then work again. Finally been able to relax. Wait, you didn't relax with your boyfriend? Quality, not quantity, but it's important. All right, so photo editing. I could work on the that gaming system. Oh, what else can I do? I don't know. I'm sure I'll come up with something. I've had a busy week this week. I've got a busy week this week. I have 2 PT appointments, lab work, 2 doctor's appointments, and I'm being interviewed by the Nerd Titan TV on Thursday as a small streamer. We're going to be talking about stuff. Ads. Awesome. Ads. I'll be right here. Yeah, so I'll be interviewed by Nerd Titan TV. We're going to be talking about my experience as a small streamer. And, you know, what the toughest things are to get over, through, past, by. The challenges of being a small streamer. So we're going to be talking about that. So that's kind of cool. So it's a busy week. And then next Monday, a week from today, I have a cardiology appointment. So it's been This has been a busy month so far. Started PT. For Mother's Day for Mrs. Kahuna, got her flowers. That's a story. Okay, that's a story for when we come back. Is the flower story. How Pro Flowers got it this wrong, but also they're an Amazon company, so go figure. Should almost be back. Oh, not back yet. Oh, he's not going to be back for the end of the stream. That's okay. I'll have a little bit of time before I have to make dinner. Ah, yes. So, for those of you who are not on an ad, there is, by the way, a suggestions command you can use. And I can't remember what it is. Ah, ad break is finishing. Excellent. Oh, yeah, it's down in the channel points. Oh, yeah, if you got a suggestion for any of my streams, down in the channel points, survive the ads, yes. Down in the channel points, if you have a suggestion for any of my streams, you can use your points. And those are the ones you just get from just hanging out here. And throw a suggestion in. It will be logged, and it will show up for me, so I will be able to see them, and we'll see what I can do. All right, so, yeah, so here's a story for you. Mother's Day was yesterday, so I decided to get Mrs. K flowers for Mother's Day. Ordered them Thursday for delivery Friday. No problem. I've done that before. So days going on, and I was having them delivered to her school because she is. Again, I've done this before. And they even have a drop-down option on the website. It says where you're delivering, your residence, business, school. So I selected school. 2:15 rolls around. Now 2:10 is when their school lets the students out. She's usually there till 3:30, 4 o'clock. But 2:10 is when the school kids get out. 2:15, she's texting me back for us. Hey, by the way, did you get anything? Get anything delivered today? No, why? All right, I'll wait for a little while before I tell you. Oh, what'd you get me? I'll wait for a little while before I tell you. Because I didn't want to spoil the surprise. There were roses and tulips. So I get on the phone with the company. It's Pro Flowers, by the way. And Pro Flowers, what I didn't know was they're an Amazon company. So had I known that right off the bat, it would have been a problem. Because I'm trying to reduce my usage of Amazon to 0 or, approaching 0. And I got what was obviously an overseas outsourced call center. The gentleman that I spoke to was very difficult to understand, and he also had a very difficult time understanding me, which does not make for great customer service. I'm not opposed to offshore call centers necessarily, except for the fact that those jobs could be here. But I'm opposed to you having someone who doesn't appear adequately trained and has trouble with the language in which they are trying to communicate. Both listening and speaking. So I explained to him, hey, this is a delivery to a school. I indicated it was to a school. I'd like to know where the delivery is. Oh, well, that delivery is scheduled for today for sure. I said, well, there's a problem with that. It is now, at this point, 2:30 in the afternoon here. The school let out at 2:10, and there will be no one on the campus after 4 o'clock. Could you find out where the delivery is? Well, we can just leave it by the gate. Try this again. This is a school. This is a Friday. The school let out at 2:10. No one will be on campus after 4 o'clock. If it's not there in the next 90 minutes, no one will be there to receive it. And if you leave it at the gate, it won't be there by morning because nobody will be there until Monday morning. Someone's going to grab the flowers. It can't be delivered after 4 o'clock. Oh, well. Back and forth. Let me talk to my supervisor. Well, we guarantee it's going to be delivered today. How are you going to be guaranteeing it's delivered today? It's now 80 minutes until no one is on campus. Oh, well, would you like us to redirect it to your house? Well, I'd like it delivered to where I asked for, but I guess my house is okay. I give them the street address, and I give them the zip code. The next question I get is that nearby anything? Nearby anything? It took me about 2 minutes of going around with him, realize he was trying to ask me what city and state it was in. I have 2 problems with this. One, he has the billing address, which I told him it's the billing address. He could have just copied it. But 2, anyone in customer service dealing with a U.S. customer should know that if you put in the zip code, it should return the city and state automatically. There's no duplicates that way. So either he was poorly trained or doesn't know what the phrase zip code means, or they have a really bad back-end software for customer service. Only 2? Finally, city and state. Okay, so that's going to be delivered today. Is that correct? Yes, it'll be delivered tonight for sure. It is guaranteed delivered tonight. Okay. I am pissed. Get off the phone with him. And I think, you know what? I'm going to try their online chat. Because I just get this bad feeling the guy hasn't put in my address right. Are you anything? Yeah, exactly. Zip code is like a postal code in other countries. Zip code, postal code, same idea. We have 5-digit and sometimes 5 with an extra 4 to really narrow down where you are. But yeah, it's a postal code. So I go onto the website. I go onto the chat. I explain the situation again. Well, I've just checked, and that will not be delivered until tomorrow. Hold on. I literally just got off the phone like 5 minutes ago with the guy who told me it's going to be delivered to my house tonight. Oh, we don't have any florists who can do it tonight. But that's not what you just told me. What's not what your person just told me. Well, I'm very sorry. There's nothing we can do. Well, we can give you a 20% discount. A discount on what? You're still not delivering my flowers on time, and now you're telling me it's not till tomorrow. Where are they being delivered? Well, luckily that address was correct. They're delivered to my home. I am at this point, steam coming out the ears, the the whole Looney Tunes thing, you know. I knew that. I never really thought about the fact that you could track down state by that. Yeah, and the zip codes are tied to specific, really tight regions. Some cities have zip codes. There are some buildings. If the building is big enough and receives enough mail, a building can have its own zip code. Yeah. So the zip code database will tell you exactly where something is. Well, shouldn't say exactly, but it'll tell you the city. Some cities have multiple zip codes, so it will tell you the neighborhood in a city. That's the function of it. So I'm getting ready to blow my top here. I get off with the chat, and I'm just fuming. So I text Mrs. Kahuna. I say, yeah, don't worry about it. You know, it's not coming today. She says, well, that's okay. I just left school. I'm coming home. What did you get me? I explained it to her. I explained the whole thing to her. She's like, oh, I'm sorry, but thank you so much for thinking of me. I'm like, yeah. I said, but the thing I told her is, what I get out of it is the joy, seeing how happy it makes her when she gets something like that. Don't do it every day. I do it for special occasions. But I try to do it when she's not expecting it. And I'm pretty sure she was not expecting it. But what I get out of it is the joy of seeing her happy. And these guys fucked that up. Yeah, I was going to use that. They screwed it up for me. Big time. I'm pissed. Miss Kuna's like, it's okay, you know. I'm sure, you know, we'll get it tonight. I'm sure it'll be beautiful. Da-da-da-da. Does not salve my pissed offedness. She calls me 10 minutes later. Hey, I'm on the freeway. Guess who just called me? Who? The school. She left early. She left at about 3:40. At 3:45, they delivered to the school. They delivered to the school. Not my house. They delivered to the school. But luckily, someone was there. The gal who sits at the front, in the front office, was there, collected it, and took it back to Mrs. K's office. But Mrs. K is already too far down the road and on the freeway and in traffic to turn around and go get them. So she's still not getting them by Mother's Day. They're going to sit in her office all weekend. Does not make me any happier. But I'm just shaking my head. Why did we get through this? So I'm like, okay. He comes home. Thank you. Thank you. I accept your rage. She gets home. We decide, you know, let's go get some dinner. Let's just, you know, it's Friday night. I need something to not be pissed off. I didn't want to cook. I wasn't going to make Mrs. Kahuna cook on a Friday. You know, we went out and got Mexican. They had a good dinner. Everything's hunky-dory. We come back. About 8:45 Friday evening, the doorbell rings. It's a flower delivery. Oh yeah, it's another set of flowers. But here's the real kicker. It's not anything I ordered. At all. Nothing. I ordered roses and lilies. Roses and tulips. This was lilies and carnations and chrysanthemums. Nothing that I ordered. They didn't charge me twice. I'm thinking when they said they were going to give me a $20 discount, they just sent me another set of flowers to try to make up for the fact that the other ones weren't supposedly weren't going to be there on time. They're the wrong flowers. They're not even what I ordered. Mrs. Kahuna was happy. She's like, they're pretty. I love them. The other ones will be on my desk when I get there. It'll make me happy when I get there Monday. I'm like, no, they didn't charge me twice. Because if they did, I was going to raise hell. But, damn. Just, damn. Could you screw up an order any worse? Possibly. It's possible. I really don't want to find out. It's possible. But this was my hell on Friday. This was, yeah, that's how it went Friday. It was ridiculous. Got modded for my language. I didn't see him. Oh, you know what? I didn't see a mod. Hang on. There you go. My chat that's in my window for OBS does not show the mods. I will allow it because it's accurate this time, and I've dropped the F-bomb this stream. So, all right. My friends, it is time to figure out someone to raid. So let's see what we got. You know, well, let me go with you guys. Do you guys have any suggestions? Because I have someone I could send you to. I don't know how much longer she's going to be up, but she's a hoot. She's been up almost 6 hours. She's going to be off soon. Give me some suggestions. It was in context for me. Yeah, it's true. Well, it was in context for what you said. I made you ragey. It's my fault. I will take it. Let's see here. So, anyone? Streaming? Anyone? Anyone? Streaming? Raids? Anyone? Bueller? Bueller? You know what? I'm going to send you guys to Paula Deming. Been a while since I sent them anything over. She's playing Baldur's Gate. So if you enjoy Baldur's Gate, you will have an awesome time. So, thank you so much for being here. Sorry we didn't get more of the game in, but, you know, it's what happens when you run out of gas in the middle of the desert while flying. Sorry. So, the raid call, as usual, is Aloha! Put as many O's in as you feel necessary. And we'll send you over to Paula Deming. I hope you guys have a great evening. I will be back on Wednesday with another stream. Friday, as long as physical therapy doesn't kill me again on Thursday, I will be back on Friday with the Kahuna reads. I still owe Losi a read. So I hope you guys have an awesome evening. I am going to send you off to Paula Deming and her playing of Baldur's Gate. Baldur's Gate 3. So have yourself a great evening, you guys. Bye-bye.
Flight. I'll be doing that before too long. Well, I won't be going to